yogis, and welcome to your 10-minute lower back release. This may be a nice little practice to do at the end of the day, particularly if your back is feeling a little bit niggly or stiff, if you've been driving, perhaps sat at a desk, or even if you just want to bring a little bit more energy in as the end of the day approaches. We're going to begin in sitting. All you need for this little practice is 2 cushions or 2 yoga blocks. I'm currently sat up on 2 blocks, so feel free to sit up on something similar. And if you can't sit cross-legged, if it doesn't feel accessible for you, do not worry. Do feel free to stretch your legs out or bend your knees in any way that does feel comfortable for you. Let's begin our practice by lengthening through the spine, softening through the hip bones, and allowing the palms to rest facing up to the sky. If you're practicing this of an evening or to the end of the day, often our energy levels become a little bit more depleted. So let's draw palms up to the sky, inviting some energy in. Begin to soften your gaze or close your eyes if you feel comfortable here. And you may wish just to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth if that is comfortable for you. If not, then simply breathe in any way that does feel comfortable for you. And with each breath you take, allow the belly to be soft. Allow the shoulders to move away from the ears. And begin to just notice how your lower back feels right now in this moment. And it's okay if it feels a little bit niggly. It's okay if it feels slightly sore or stiff. Just begin to check in with how it feels to you. Begin to breathe easy as you're noticing your back. And now, with each exhale you take, imagine the muscles around your back beginning to soften a little bit more. Almost imagining any aches or pains beginning to ease just with each breath you take. Use your breath to massage your lower back. And when you're ready, just slowly begin to open the eyes if the eyes are closed. And come and turn the palms down towards the knees or the thighs in any way that you're sat here. Let's create some movement through the spine, just drawing your spine from side to side, keeping your shoulders soft. And then when you're ready, let's come and reach the arms into the air, lengthening as much as you can, lifting up through the fingertips, the crown of the head, and then taking your right hand down to the earth. Let's stretch through the left hand side of the body. Pausing just for a moment here. The elbow can be soft, the fingertips nice and long, and your right elbow can soften too. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, float the arms back to center, lengthen up as much as you can, lift up tall, lengthen through the spine, soften your left hand down, reach the right arm overhead, and bend into your left elbow. Your right fingertips can be long. Your right elbow could soften with your elbow to ear. When you're ready, release the right hand. If you're sat on any blocks or cushions, let's come down from them now. And if you're sat cross-legged, just open up the legs for a moment, give the legs a little shake. And begin to sit again in any way that feels comfortable. Taking a seated cat-cow here, we lengthen up through the spine and just soften the belly down, round the chin to the chest. Take a breath in, lift up, and then exhale to soften and begin to create some waves through the spine, lengthening through the body as we go. Our spine is designed to move. It's designed to wave, it's designed to take load, to carry. So take a moment just of appreciation for all of the muscles, the joints, the nerves, everything that sits just around the center of the spine. Let it move. Allow it to float. Move from crown of the head all the way down to your lower back here. When you're ready, we're going to find a tabletop position here, just allowing the hands to rest under the shoulders and the knees to rest underneath the hips, coming into the middle of the mat, pressing through the finger pads, softening through the toes. Let's take some waves through the spine here, dropping the hips to the heels, and then waving our belly button back to center, and we can bend into those elbows. Begin to think about moving through each segment or part of your back. So the hips, the lower back, the lumbar spine drops down, the middle of the back, the thoracic spine rises up, and our head and neck begin to move with the movement as well. And when you're ready, just bring your weight back to center, drop the belly down towards the earth. Let's arch through the back, looking and gazing to the top of your mat here. And then soften in the elbows, take that wave through the spine, hug the belly in, drop the chin to the chest, push the earth away from you. Cat-cow can be a lovely pose to do if your back is feeling a little bit sore or stiff. We can create some movement through the whole spine here. Soften those toes, bring your gaze with you, looking to the top. And then sending your gaze down, dropping the chin down to the chest. Lovely. We're going to take the rest of this little practice on our back now. So begin to come off the knees and unravel yourself all the way down towards the earth. We're going to meet with our head resting down. If you need to prop underneath your head, feel free to do so. Our head and neck are resting just to the top of the mat. If you're on a mat, you don't need to be on a mat to do this, but if you're on a mat, bring your head and neck just to the top of the mat, bend into the knees here, and just take a little gap between the knees and the feet, planting the hands down. And then slowly beginning to press the weight into the feet, the toes, unravel through the spine, point the belly button up, and then slowly bring the pelvis back down again. As you do this, you might want to take a little squeeze into the hip muscles, lifting and pointing the belly button up, and then allowing the pelvis just to come all the way down. And we can think about our spine just being like a little set of beads, just rolling up here. And then rolling back down again. At the end of the next one, come and draw the knees into the chest. Just take a little knee hug here, rocking and rolling from side to side. Take your right hand onto your right knee, left hand onto left knee, and circle those knees around. Create some movement here through the knees. This is nice to think about just massaging into the lower back. Nice. And the more we think about just moving through our back here, just taking some small amount of movements, regular and often throughout the day, the easier it becomes. When you're ready, let's soften the feet down towards the earth, let the knees stay pointing up to the sky, And begin to drop the hands just gently off the mat. If it's comfortable for your shoulders, take them out to the sides of the body, and let's windscreen wipe the knees from side to side. So we find some rotation through the back here. Often our back doesn't get moved quite so much in these positions. So allow the knees just to drop from the right to the left. Often all of our movements, we face in one direction, we move forwards or backwards. We don't always find rotation through the back. So really allow this movement to be nice and free. Let the knees wave, let the soles of the feet come away from the earth. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop the knees just softly over towards our left. Your knees might come off the mat here if it feels too much, or if the knees are just hovering still, feel free just to pop a block or a cushion just underneath that left knee. And we can look to the left, to the right, whatever feels comfortable here. If it feels really intense on the back, you might want to take more than one cushion just so that your knees are slightly further away from the floor. Take a few moments just to breathe here. A nice sustained stretch through the whole of the spine, supine, spinal twist. We breathe. And when you're ready, feel free to take a few more moments here, but I'm going to start to move the knees now over to the right-hand side. Again, taking a block or a cushion if you need, onto the right, dropping the knees to the right, and then opening the arms out to the side of the body, or maybe just off the mat. The head could now look to the left if that's comfortable, or remain just stacked on the spine, nose pointing up to the sky, whatever feels comfortable. And we can let the soles of the feet come away from the earth, from the floor. Take a few moments to breathe. Let your belly soften, let your hips soften. Let go of any tension you're holding in your back. Remind yourself that your spine is strong. And when you're ready, and if you're ready again, feel free to take a few more moments here if you need, but I'm going to begin to float my knees to point up to the sky now, and just take one more knee hug into the chest, maybe a little circle of the ankles. And let's soften one foot at a time down towards the earth. And then begin to straighten one leg at a time to release the legs completely. Taking a few moments here to come into relaxation, maybe just walking the feet a little bit further apart, letting the hands rest by the side of the body. All you need to do now is just soften and relax. If it's the end of your day, feel free to just pop any cushions or blankets around you and just make yourself nice and comfortable. Let the energy of this practice just settle. Let yourself be still here, finding that sense of calm and of peace. Reminding yourself that you are capable, you are strong. Begin to check in with your breath here, letting your belly just softly rise and softly fall. Easing away any tension in your shoulders, tension in your hips, knees, ankles, toes. And there's nothing else you need to do right now. Just breathe. We move into our rest and digest simply by softening and breathing, moving away from our stress response, our fight and flight, often gets activated when we are in pain or we're under stress or tension. Allow yourself this time and this space to do nothing and just to rest. Take as long as you need here in this relaxation. Thank you so much for practicing this gentle lower back evening stretch. Namaste and good night. Sleep well.